Do 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 do. Welcome to Who's to Blame, the podcast, episode 521. How's everyone doing today? I know what you're saying. I thought you were on vacation. I couldn't stay away. I just wanted to say something today, just for a little while, that was on my mind, something that's going on. So I'm like, why not? We're going to do a little show today, and I think that considering what's going on in the sports world, it's going to make sense to you. It definitely is. Don't forget, you can visit the website at www.dremontez.com. You can follow us on Twitter as well at W2B Dre Montez, Instagram, Who's to Blame the podcast, and Facebook, Who's to Blame. Use the number 2. Greatly appreciate it. And don't forget on YouTube, Dre Montez as well. Right there. Appreciate all the new followers that we picked up. But as I said, we have quote unquote been on vacation, but there's been something going on in the sports atmosphere that I think I can't hold back into September. I forget how to talk about it with the energy that it deserves and the attention that it deserves as well. If it's your first time tuning in, thank you so much. Got high fives in the building, chest bumping, tug it out. Special shout out to my dude, Boilerman Engineer. Thank you for the shirt all the way from Yazoo City, Mississippi. Appreciate it, my homie. Appreciate it. Yeah, I told him I rock it on the show. So I'm holding my end of the bargain up for sure. If you're celebrating a birthday today, happy birthday to you. My cousin Ray Ray, happy birthday to you, my man. Happy birthday to you for sure. If you're celebrating an anniversary, happy anniversary to you. If you finally moved into your place and it's going pretty good, you're appreciating the new raise at work and all of that. Hey, you've worked hard for it and you deserve it. You know, we always get at a point sometimes we feel like we don't deserve things for the way things happen sometimes. I think it's a state of mind and where things are at right now. It's just trying to do better and be better as one, as a group, and a unit as a whole, starting in the household to the community and vasting on from there, just all over the place for sure. We staying hydrated, good people. I had an eye-opening music experience on Monday at the pageant. I got a chance to see Gary Clark Jr. And let me just say this here. The energy, the music, the crowd, everything was just all in the tune. I think I got I had a moment. It's like the very first time I saw Dave Matthews. I had a moment. It was like the very first time I saw Florence and the Machine. I had a moment. Like the very first time I saw Music Soul Child. I had a moment. And it was all coming back to me in a way that I didn't think, see, or feel that it would really get that deep. But it really was. I had a blast for sure. I had a blast. Awesome venue. And with me being legally blind, I only lost him probably 3 times the entire concert, the way the lights were going. You know, it was just, where'd he go? Where'd he go? It was pretty much a seek and find at some point as we were watching and enjoying the show. And outside of that, it seems as though in the baseball world, even with the NFL draft, even with the NBA playoffs right now and the NHL playoffs, there's something going on. And I thought we can address that today in today's episode of the intersection of sports and technology. It's an interesting look at what's been going on, what is used to help better view the game, better experience the game, for the players to get better, for the coaches to get better, and of course for the teams to get better. But baseball had me paying attention about 2 weeks ago when everybody was talking about how bad the Cardinals are playing. But across the pond over there in Tampa, they were hitting some numbers that nobody saw coming. That was the first time right there in baseball. And I got to thinking real deep, the way the NFL draft went from actual pick to projectile to why the teams got these players and does it make sense? It has made it that much more exciting for you to catch the NFL schedule release tomorrow at 7 p.m. So that'll be a lot of fun. Even in the NBA playoffs, it's taking on a different meaning. You got a possible 8 seed going to the conference championship. Look at the players that are taking shots. Look at the spacing. Look at clock management. Now let's go to the NHL. You got a possible 7 seed going to the conference finals there. How's all of this happening? Could it be the fact that sports and technology has a lot more to do to this, with this, than we give credit for? Who's to blame? Let's get on into it. Let's get a little long-winded as I, for the first time, instead of just doing bullet points, I actually constructed something down to write so I can get through this point of sports and technology. Okay. The intersection of sports and technology is fascinating, and it's a fascinating new space that we're getting into right now, of putting all these things together to make the gaming experience better and what it can be. In recent years, there has been a growing interest in the use of technology in sports in many organizations and individuals, including athletes, coaches, and fans, enhancing new technological advancement for enhancement that experience of the sport, that enhances the experience of the sport. This includes everything from instant replays to sensors on their uniforms, in their shoes, to VR and artificial intelligence. Now, think about all of that for a second. What I just read about sports and technology coming together. And we look at now across the pond, we look at the baseball numbers right now, it being early. Some people have already given up on their team. Some people have already think their team have won the World Series. You got some already give Ohtani and Acuna Jr. MVP already. Can we let the season play out? But just the early numbers and knowing how that data is being used, could it possibly be that finally they're using data the right way? That's one way I'm looking at it. The data is being used the right way. Now, we can stay with that in football and look at what the data proved there. It proved for what these guys should be picked at, why the team picks them, not just the coach's needs and wants, but it actually solidifies them picking this particular player. Like the first time they broke down the numbers of the draft this year, I was fascinated by that. That had me thinking that. Then we go to the NBA right now. Since the regular season ended, just the postseason only, there's been more data into play. Whether you believe in analytics or not, whether you support the theory of analytics, they're collecting data, and they're using that data to give the players an advantage. Seems some players are into analytics and some are not. You have some people that are coachable to believe in the theory of look at the data we've collected on you. Based on this data that we've collected on you, here's the most powerful points you can be on the court that will make sense for us to get the dub. Do you agree with that? You have some players that fought that. If you don't believe me, look what happened in Milwaukee. Look what happened in Milwaukee. And I know what you're saying. Milwaukee won their championship. It was easy because everybody was hurt. This was more of a challenging season for them. When it's more of a challenging time, I think the analytics, the data that's collected, should be paid more attention then. That's when more adversity comes into play. Going to the NHL. You trying to tell me, as great as a hockey team that the Boston Bruins were in the regular season, you saw them bouncing that early from the playoffs? Analytics and data, and they're all putting it together. And it's fascinating that each and every morning on a talk show, any given from a sports show to a debating show to an actual just a highlight reel, each and every night, you're going to see something different that's going to wow and blow you off the charts. Tampa Bay Rays and the Baltimore Orioles. two organizations, can't nobody explain how they're performing this, but if you watch the MLB Network every morning, they're breaking it down how it's done. Just like last year with the Cleveland Guardians. How did they do it? They were swinging at strikes offensively. Defensively, they were throwing strikes. When you get to the point of knowing your pros and cons, knowing how to work on your weakness to use it at your advantage, I think that becomes a maturation process, not just with the player, but coaches as well. You're not going to play a perfect game every time. There's going to be some adversities throughout the game. Hell, throughout the course of the season, your career, there's going to be a hiccup somewhere. And when it's figured out, it's that aha moment. It's like it's that finger pointing at the TV. It's turning, looking at somebody else and saying, did you hear what they just said? That's right there what I'm talking about. With baseball, it's a little different because the money game in baseball and the years of service, to me, I think it is really fucking with a lot of teams. How can we contractually do this, make it make sense for our fan base, still be competitive, and still be a household name? That's probably our most challenging point here in St. Louis, being Cardinal fans, being Cardinal Nation. We don't understand when things don't go our way. We don't get that. We're better than that. We're better ball club than that. We're better baseball history than that. That we've never been in this territory before. And now we're getting nonsense throughout the clubhouse. But this all started to me early in the season. You can lose a ball club very quickly by the clubhouse. There have been lots of former Major League Baseball players and managers that have spoken about clubhouse behavior, how it can destroy a team. They got to fix that right away. This is like when the Instagram story happened with the Miami Heat. You got to get a bud on this right away. Happening in NFL, you got to get a bud on it right away, or it will get out of hand. But back to what I was saying about that technology. It is to the point where, for the innovative side of it, there's more coming. There's more data, there's more technology coming to help give it a better experience for us. Now, baseball, on the other hand, there's more, I think, that can be done from a fan perspective at the game. There's lots to do at a baseball game on your phone to interact with the game, just like the NBA. There's a lot to do with the game on your phone. But I wish they would do a testing of the VR goggles at the game. It's different. It's a total different experience of all the different ways you can get involved with the Major League Baseball game. I don't know if you have the Major League Baseball app, but there's so much you can do in following the game, from not just the statistics, but just your favorite player. Find out all kinds of things about your team itself, a rival team you just want to check up on. It's one of the best. The NBA and Major League Baseball, to me, stepped up their game this year. They really did. Who's to blame for that? I think the audience, us, we got to tell the people what we want. And when you tell the people what you want the right way, they seem to figure it out. Now, all of that being said, with sports and technology and the intersection of it, it has made the gaming experience in home even more fascinating as well. The in-game highlights. It can't give as many in baseball anymore due to the clock, which I do appreciate the clock. And all that stuff, talking about the bases being a little bit bigger. This week already, it is coming to play that bag bigger for a reason. It has really helped out the referees with calling the game, but not at home plate. It seems as though we don't know what a strike is in Major League Baseball, I guess. We don't know what that is anymore. We don't know what a catch is in the NFL. We don't know what traveling is in the NBA. We don't know what offsides is in hockey. That's basically it. Each sport has their problem, and it must be addressed. But this baseball strike zone is getting out of hand again. Out of hand. And you talk about data. The data is there every game. You're showing us on TV. Somebody recording this somewhere. Where's that rebuttal with? Where's that sit down at? Where's that feedback for us to ensure we're working on the game, baseball fans, to give you the most accurate version of calling balls and strikes? Or I vote for the robot. I vote for the robot. Give me a robot umpire. Go ahead. On Amazon and TikTok and Twitter. We're going to a robot at home plate. We can afford it. All them streaming services, how much that costs? They're not free. Who's to blame for that? But I like the involvement of technology with sports, the way it has been used. Think back to your time, way back in the day. Back in the day moment here on Who's to Blame. If you'd have had any of that technology at all when you played ball, would you have used it? I mean, old school, yeah, we videotaped ourselves. Yeah, record this for me. I'll put the camera over there. But even back, but the data they have right now in game, not next week, not in 30 days, in the game, they telling you everything on what you did right, what you did wrong, what you missed, where were you at? They break it down like that. Just look at the sideline of the NBA. Turn the volume down tonight when you watch the game. Go Lakers. Turn the volume down and just look at the body language of the coaches and the players on the sideline while live action is going on and doing a timeout. Just peep what's going on the bench of the NBA. You have one person other than the coach just telling them numbers. Pay attention to who's listening to what numbers have been said to them. Those numbers do matter out there. Those numbers do matter. Just like in baseball, we're getting caught up in the analytics again of the starting pitchers in Major League Baseball. We're getting caught up. We're getting caught up on who should be calling the game. Is it the pitcher's game to call, or is it the catcher's game to call? We're getting caught up into conversations that should have been had a long time ago in baseball for some reason. Football seems to be getting it together. We will know definitely more and more about football as tomorrow the NFL schedule will be released. Looking forward to that. As they announced earlier, the international games, there are 5 of them on the schedule. Awesome. 2 games in London, 2 games in Germany. And was it 3 in London? 3 in London and 2 in Germany. But it's 5 games over there. That's pretty awesome for sure. On the other side, you got baseball traveling abroad this year. So they're getting the game out there. We're getting the technology out there. We're getting the terminology right there. All games and all sports seem to be getting it done at the right moment as far as the advancement of the game. Now, this scripted play, we got to get beyond that. There's load management. We got to get beyond that. And home plate umpires. We got to figure this thing out. It is getting to a point like, how are you comfortable calling that a strike? I mean, your legs hurt. You got dinner plans. Your side chick in town. Your side dude here. You're trying to have a defense. What's going on, bro? You're hungover? Because it's not making sense to me the way it pops off sometimes when it comes to the speed of the game with baseball. I'm fine with. I like what they did with that. It was well done, and it seems to be working just fine. But we got to fix that part of the game right there for sure. And as far as the NBA and NHL hockey postseason, you have a potential 8th seed going to the NBA championship, conference championship. You have potential 7th seed in hockey going to a conference championship. Don't tell me postseason doesn't matter. Some people are made for it. Some people have expectations because I'm the 1 seed. I'm supposed to fear this competition. I'm supposed to just get an easy walk through this. No, you got to come earn this. You got to come get this thing. That's what she said. Those are my thoughts and concerns on the intersection of sports and technology. Appreciate it. Thank you all for tuning in to the show today. And I will continue the vacation for sure. I will continue the vacation. Trust me on that. But until next time, I'll talk to you later, good people. And thanks again for tuning into the show today. And enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. And peace, we got here. We gotta hear peace. We got here. We get up out of here, Drake. Out of here, Drake. We out of here, Drake.